Hello everyone. I am Dr. Nilanjana Bhattacharya Nath from Swami Vivekananda Institute of Modern Science. This is the second part of metagenomics, and in this part I will be discussing the construction of metagenomics library, different approaches regarding the construction, and lastly the contribution of metagenomics in human welfare. First topic is construction of metagenomics library. As I have already discussed that metagenomics is the study of genetic material recovered directly from environmental sample. So basically it offers a way to access unculturable microorganisms, and with the help of this process we can determine the genome of different microorganisms. So, metagenomics is basically a new generation sequencing process, which is simply running all nucleic acids in a sample which may contain mixed populations of microorganisms. To characterize a bacterial genome, first the genome is split into multiple fragments which produce sequences or reads ranging from hundreds to tens of thousands of bases in length. The sequences are then assembled into a single genome using computational approaches. Several overlapping sequences reads are pieced together to produce a single longer sequence which is known as a contig. There are often gaps between contigs, and although high fidelity longer sequence reads would be the ideal method of sequencing, platforms that produce shorter reads are generally less costly, and the overlap in sequences makes them more accurate. The constructed genome is aligned to a reference database for identification of the organism. Next, the different approaches of metagenomics analysis. The main questions in answer to microbial ecology are who is out there and what are they doing? In fact, metagenomics can answer both the question. Particularly, microbial diversity can be determined using two different approaches. Number one, amplicon sequencing, and number two, shotgun metagenomics. In the first approach, that is amplicon sequencing analysis, specific regions of DNA from communities are amplified using taxonomical informative primer targets such as 16S rRNA gene for prokaryotes and intergenic transcribed spacers ITS or the large ribosomal subunits LSU gene for eukaryotes. In the second approach, that is shotgun metagenomics, can help to reconstruct large fragments of even complete genomes from organisms in community without previous isolation. They also allow the characterization of a large number of coding as well as non-coding sequences that can be used as phylogenetic markers. Next, amplicon sequencing analysis. First of all, the term metagenomics should not be used to refer amplicon sequence analysis, as this analysis is based on just one gene instead of the collection of all the genes in the available genomes from the organism in a sample. A better term proposed is meta-profiling, and it should be interpreted as the study of all members in a microbial community based on one gene or one marker. For example, we can say that is 16S rRNA gene for taxonomy or phylogenetic purposes. Metaprofiling has been widely used due to its convenience to perform taxonomic and phylogenetic classification in large and complex samples within organisms from different life domains. Metaprofiling is currently the best option for 16S rRNA amplicon library preparation and sequencing by various platforms. The advantages of this sequencing process are contrasted by the bias generated from using only one phylogenetic marker, such as the 16S ribosomal gene or a variable region from that particular gene. The latter includes a great catalog of eukaryotic LSU sequence and is convenient to analyze fungi or other metazoan microorganisms. However, amplicon dependent techniques are prone to sequencing errors such as result discrepancy from using different ribosomal variable regions, primers bias, and OTU assignment error. Mothur, Quim, Megan, and Karma. These are some of the legacy software for amplicon analysis still available. Next, shotgun metagenomics. When we determine the microbial diversity of a metagenome, it would be very convenient to understand its metabolic potential, and that can be achieved by using a whole metagenome approach where total DNA is obtained to prepare whole shotgun libraries. In whole metagenome shotgun sequencing, we can use software to search single copy marker genes in other databases. Two examples of programs using these approaches are number one, MoCat, which uses the RefMG database constituted by a collection of 40 single copy marker genes, and second one is Amphora, which includes a database containing around 31 single copy universal markers. After the single copy marker identification done, it performs OTU multiple sequence alignment, distance calculation, as well as clustering. Finally, the taxonomical annotation is performed using reference genomes, giving a species resolution in many cases. Next, contribution of metagenomics. Metagenomics offers a means of solving practical problems facing humanity. Among them, some important potential contributions are number one, the earth science. It develops the genome based microbial ecosystem models to describe and predict global environmental processes, their changes, and sustainability. Second, life sciences. It gives the advancement of new theory and predictive capabilities in community based microbial biology, ecology, and evolution. Third, biomedical sciences, which describes the role of the human microbiome in health and disease in individuals as well as in the populations, and the development of novel diagnostic and treatment strategies based on this knowledge. Fourth, bioenergy, which develops depending on the microbial systems and processes for new bioenergy resources, and it will be more economical and environmentally sustainable and less vulnerable to disruption by world politics. Fifth, bioremediation. In this area, the development of tools for monitoring environmental damage at all levels and microbe based methods for restoring healthy ecosystems are done. Sixth, biotechnology. This field identifies and exploits the diverse biosynthetic capacities of microbial communities to generate beneficial industrial food and health products. Next, agriculture. It develops more effective and comprehensive methods for early detection of threats to food production. For example, different types of diseases related to crops and animals and food safety. Last, biodefense and microbial forensics. The development of more effective vaccines and therapeutics against potential bioerror agents, the deployment of genomic biosensors to monitor microbial ecosystems for known and potential pathogens, and the ability to precisely identify the characterized microbes that have played a role in war, terrorism, and crime events. Thus, The field contributes to discover the source of the microbes and the party responsible for their use. Thank you.